Hold on. Let me take a sip.
Good morning.
It is those mornings. Like I actually needed it.
I'm good. I hit the mic with my coffee cup. This is
Hazard, danger.
totally, it's like falling into my face. Anyway, how's your morning going?
I feel like a little bit better than you, kind of low key. I woke up naturally at 5:30 this morning, so I'm ready to go.
No, I had 3 alarms that went off, and then I accidentally fell asleep again, so that's fine.
Oh, what happened to your microphone? Something happened to it now.
Oh, is it working now?
It's better. Yeah, it just needs to be closer to your face, I think.
Okay, I'm trying. I know, I had that problem on Monday too. Listen, I kind of forget how to podcast, okay? I forget how this goes. It's gonna take us a little while.
Microphone near your mouth. That doesn't look good.
Is that better?
Oh my God, so much better. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm sure you're lying to me, but that's fine. It's close.
I'm like, I can hear her. It's so much better.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
I had a traumatic day yesterday.
Yes. Okay, so you sent me this text message. My response was like, save for the pod. We got to hear it. What?
So the daughter has a boyfriend.
Okay.
You're like easing into the boyfriend.
Who's easing in? Is she easing in?
She's easing in. No,
Okay.
she's totally easing in. This person is not from around here. It's a rando. It's like an internet boyfriend. Same age bracket.
How do you're on Cape Cod. What do you mean?
From like Plymouth.
We're an island.
Like Plymouth, Pembroke area.
He's not from here. He's from Plymouth.
He's over the bridge, Tori. He's an over the bridge boy.
Okay, so she's not dating a local. Got it. What does he do? She found him on the internet? Like a dating app or like socials?
No, like a social situation where they started just chatting with each other online and finally met each other. And he drove down here. They had a date at the bowling alley a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
So she had us drop her off and pick her up. She's like, I'm not riding in this car. I don't know this person.
Smart girl.
Went to a place where her dad is in a bowling league and knows everyone.
I was like, was she also like, Dad, can you hang out in the back? I would have done the same thing. Actually, I wouldn't have gone on the date, but so good for her.
So there was like every precaution taken to this date. There's a restaurant upstairs. She went up there where more of my friends are. Like she went to a place where she was seen at all times because that made herself feel good.
I hope she warned him. Like, just so you know, if you're a crazy person, everybody in this place knows me.
Exactly. So then that graduated to, they went to Steve and Sue's, which we had to drive her to because once again, she doesn't have a license.
Okay, but also like smart second date. Like one date doesn't give you full access. That's
right.
Not how this goes.
Mini golf. They all hung out, went to like food and walked around that area and then took an Uber home.
Okay.
So
it's crazy how like kids can do that now.
Right?
Okay.
I know. So then this was like, he's over yesterday. He was over for the day. First off, shout out to the boy who got my daughter to actually clean that bedroom of hers. We were full on excavating over the last 2 days. We're talking bags coming out, things that being washed that I haven't seen in her bedroom.
It's fascinating what a man will motivate a woman to do.
So they were in the room yesterday for a while and I'm just, checking in. I mean, she's almost 18 years old and I'm very much aware of whatever it is. And it's just so awkward. And I'm like, first off, he looks like a little leprechaun.
Is he a redhead? Yes! Moment for the gingers. Low.
So Cody, I looked at Cody. I'm like, Cody, what do you think? And he's like, oh, I could take him. Don't worry about it. Go to work.
Did he stay home? Did Cody stay home? That's funny.
So she had his 14-year-old brother who is like a ginormous person.
Yeah.
1 bedroom away, kind of popping in all night long and checking in with me while I was at work last night and Cliff was at a business meeting.
Oh my God. I doubt that girl she didn't even want to be in the same room with him alone, really, on the first date. Like, I'm sure things are going very
well. When I came home last night at 9:30, the bed was a little messy, and I was like, I don't know. And then it got
No,
awkward.
I'm sure they just like made out. Like
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it because Cliff was like, "You need to have a conversation about hygiene and all the other things." And I was like, "Okay." So I was like, she finally emerged and the boy went home. It's like 10 p.m. and she came in my room and she's, she looked all happy and he brought me the snack and he da 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 da. And I was like, "Have sex in my house?"
You're like, this is all I want to know. And she's probably like, no.
Give me a little bit more credit than that. Everything anyway, so no.
Exactly. I was gonna say I don't see her as the type of person to
It wasn't, but it looked, if you had walked by all of the red flags from my childhood, like I was like, I can't be serious to be allowing this. But also she's almost 18.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? No, I think that the stance is like absolutely not my house, not my problem. Because also there's a little bit of a rite of passage. Like if you're that age, you have to go figure it out.
Right? You gotta
like,
work
I'm not
for
gonna
it.
like make it accessible to you.
Right. It's gonna be a little
But
bit
I don't know,
harder than that.
that was not me at that point anyway. So like who am I to say? I don't know. But
No,
yeah,
right?
I would think you have to like make her work for it a little bit.
So yeah, I'm just we're on a different plane of parenting right now. So
But do we like him?
I didn't really grasp. He didn't try to warm up to us. He was
Well,
just in
he's
that like
18.
hiding boy phase.
Is he still in high school?
Hmm.
Okay.
He's also a graduating senior.
Okay, we love that. As opposed to like 18 can be tricky because like sometimes girls can get into guys that are a little bit older and like have a job. And unless it's like, I'm going to try this very carefully. I think that there's some people that can come out of high school and like get right into a trade and they're like on a good path, especially in this area. But then there's also like a couple of gap years where like people can kind of get stuck like in bartending and crap that like isn't really a path.
Real life, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
Not really a path of development, I guess. I think that you can kind of get caught in that trench. So as long as Lily's not like dating somebody that's caught in that trench at that age.
I just love the whole interaction because I feel like they're both like excited to be around someone that's not of the people that they've been going to school with for the last 12 years.
Oh yeah,
and
probably.
they actually enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, it's probably like a good development. Like, how do you get to know somebody? How do you do like rather her go through the experience of meeting somebody and trying to figure them out at home and like at the bowling alley where she knows everybody than like trying to do this at college where like God knows who knows where, So this is all good.
I'm excited for her. It definitely needs to happen. She's like got 38 days or 36 days of school left. And
yeah, is he going to school?
I have nobody has gotten their FAFSA information. Any high school senior in this country right now, no one has gotten their FAFSA information. They screwed it up. So she's sitting here on all of her acceptances and nobody knows what they're getting for money. So it's been really difficult to make decisions.
I wonder how the schools are dealing with that.
It's a nightmare. It's really parents are panicking at this point, and schools are freaking out because they've got their deadlines.
Yeah, does she have a backup plan?
So yeah, I think she's probably going to end up at Salem State. Yeah. I think it's just far enough away and just reasonable enough to pay for each year without carrying any student debt and also letting her live away. I feel like it's the best of all of the worlds. Yeah. But some of the other places could blow us away with their amount of
yeah, but at least she's got a backup plan.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, and I mean, she can always go to 4Cs.
Yeah,
but I think she needs to go away.
Totally. But like, even if it's a year or a semester where you're like, it was like a crazy thing and I couldn't figure it out. So I had to do one semester on the Cape and I just get myself started, get myself going. And then I transferred. Like,
yeah, she's having a really good year. She's like honor society. She's got all of her, she's doing really well.
She'll do great at any school. Really. It's really like college is really like what you put into it.
Well, I laughed. It's like her senior year and it's the first time I think she's made honor roll.
Oh my God. What are we
checking it off the box?
What are we doing for parties?
What?
I said, what are we doing for grad parties? Will there be a keg?
I don't even know. We're having a low-key grad party. My brother's coming, my dad's coming. I know. She can go party at her friends' houses. We're going to Europe.
Oh, that's true.
That's what she's getting.
All right, well, I love it. But that's kind of funny. Like, how's dad handling?
He's being respectful, but also like looking at me a lot
Like,
more to like, you
what do
need
we
to deal
do?
with this. I'm out of my comfort zone. This is not great for me.
He's done this before, though. He has daughters.
Oh, I know. I feel like it's his baby. So like this is the
Yeah.
last one. And
Yeah.
this is the only one that's his and mine that we've cultivated this little life the whole way.
Yeah,
The others have been yours, mine, and ours. This one is like
Yeah.
just him and mine. So
Listen,
we're both,
dads are tough.
yeah. They have a really good relationship. So
Yeah.
I'm the interloper in that one. I'm like, aren't we friends? Remember we're friends?
That's funny.
Moms and daughters have a tough relationship, period.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations. I don't need to exacerbate it, but at least she shares with me and we're open and honest. So it's good.
Yeah.
All you can hope for.
And moms and sons are totally different too. Like, what's your relation? Are you close with?
Oh, Cody and I are besties.
Yeah. Is he like mama's boy status?
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows.
Okay.
But I'm not as tough as Cliff is on him, but I'm still also tough on him. So
Yeah,
there's this in between.
You guys are tough, but you
It's
stick
a good
up for 'em when
balance.
you need to. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a good balance. You ready to get into what's roasting? And we also got weird news today.
Oh yeah, let's get into it. Let me turn on all my devices. Yes, let's get.
Well, here we are back talking about the royal family.
King Charles is not dead. Well, let's just talk about how it was the Russian media that claimed he was dead.
Don't they have other things to do? Like, aren't you at war right now? Do you still have time to drum up stupid stories about the royal families?
You're taking over countries. Like, what do you... It's impressive you also had time to lie about a monarch.
Well, that's their MO.
Yeah, that's true. This felt to me like, biased media went a little too far. They made something that was easily debunked.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Buckingham Palace like put out a statement and was like, actually, he's not dead. Just so we're aware.
It's just weird. I'm not really sure why they're trying to highlight maybe instabilities in the situation over there, or.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they gave any of this conversation. Like every time the palace makes a statement on one of these things going on, as things kind of come out, it feels to me like the internet is just running rampant and having fun with it because it's like the era that they're in and we're just creating stories and Russia jumped on board and America just comes up with different things every day about what's going on with Kate Middleton. And it's really like, I think kind of this era of playfulness, and it almost feels like they're taking it way too seriously. Like we were mostly kidding. We were having fun with the fact that she photoshopped something. Like, I don't really know if we needed all of this stress.
Right. Well, yesterday, I guess she emerged. Where was she? At some farm shop or something with.
Yes, but of course the internet like ripped it to shreds and was like, that's not her. That doesn't look like her at all. I don't know. I saw the video. I thought it looked like her. I also thought she looked very thin, but she had abdominal surgery. But like your face shape and your body shape can change when you drastically lose weight thanks to abdominal surgery. So I was like, who's to say that's not her? But I also almost was like, I don't know, William was like, had a baseball cap on low over his face. And I was like, well, if that's not her, then that's not him. And like, this is like an accidental couple that just got like completely roped into this.
Or it's somebody that they sent out to make look like that. You know what I mean? Who knows with the royal family? I never know what their game is. It's always nonsense.
I couldn't believe them being that dumb with all of this going on. I mean,
yeah.
The internet is now going back and taking pictures from eons ago and finding the imperfections from Photoshop in them and ripping them to shreds, which I think is ridiculous. You are the royal family. You have every right to Photoshop your pictures. You have so many grandkids. Do you know what it would be like to get that many grandkids to settle and take one good picture with their grandmother? Great grandmother?
Yeah, right.
Like, of course it's chaos.
Listen, this is their last photo. We're photoshopping.
My grandparents were photoshopping our family photos when I was like 5 and 6. Like we've been doing this forever. We were adding uncles that weren't there. We were taking people away. We were like doing whatever we needed to do to the photo to make the Christmas card work. Okay. The royal family doesn't need to be any different. why are we blowing this up when this almost could humanize them? Like, don't we all play with Photoshop at some point?
I had this very real conversation with another person about just tragic mistakes in the media and owning it rather than trying to cover it up. I feel like in 2024, if you're trying to cover anything up, good riddance to you.
I feel like
written your way out.
I just feel like the answer to this is to just say, like, of course we photoshopped it. Do you know what it's like to wrangle that many kids?
Exactly.
Like, his finger was weird and it looked like he was giving a middle finger. So we chopped it off and photoshopped it because you guys want to rip us to shreds. And we didn't want that to be the Christmas card.
And here you are ripping us to shreds anyway. So who's the problem?
Correct.
It's you.
Correct. I think that would have been the right way to go with this. But whether or not that was Kate Middleton, I think it could go either way. I think they would be very, very dumb to put out a fake couple.
Yeah. Well, I hope she's fine.
Her, then it's also not him, because they wouldn't be dumb enough to put it or not her in a real him.
Yeah.
That would be weird. But if it's not her, then it's not him. And if it's not them, then it's either like a completely accidental couple that got completely swept up in it. Now the palace is like, we don't really know what to do with it.
And now we have another mess on our hands.
Correct. Or it's really them and we're trying to, we planted this. Just let it go, guys.
Right. And here we are talking about it for 5 minutes again. No more.
I know, but it's funny. It's because it's funny.
We're resting it. Jenna Bush Hagar. Interesting that this story is here. She's the Today Show co-host with Hoda.
I wanted to get your take on this.
She doesn't necessarily mind when other women openly flirt with her husband. She feels like it keeps the spark alive.
What was your initial?
Oh, I laugh when people flirt with my husband. I'm like, take them. But we've also been married for 22 years. There is a difference. Like, go get it all in, because he's still coming home with me, unfortunately. And wait until you see that CPAP machine.
Unfortunately.
It's hot stuff tonight.
Oh my God. That's funny. Yeah, it is a little bit of like, don't out yourself for what things you're into.
Yeah.
But, like, you're towing on that line there. But also at the same time, like, I think this is so relatable and I get it. Like, you guys have been married forever. Don't they have kids? Like,
right. What happened? Do you not have pants on and someone came in?
No. I'm kicking equipment behind me and it almost fell over on me. We're just we forget what it's like to be in a home.
The way you reacted was if someone walked in the room and you're pantsless.
It was because it was about to fall on me.
I was like, have something more, Tori.
Like, way to go viral. In the wrong category. Wrong category.
So awesome. Listen, it's day 2 back from a long break. We're getting there.
Anyway, yeah, I thought this was like kind of a funny statement to put out, but like also a little bold, just because it's just an opportunity for people to rip them to shreds. But at the same time, like, super relatable. I would feel the same way. I don't know if my relationship is at that point yet where I would feel totally comfortable with women openly flirting with my man.
There's something to be said about, having someone that's desirable to someone else and knowing that you have them.
Yes, totally. Yeah. Totally. But that would, I think, be why, like, I'm not a jealous part. We've talked about this. Like, I really don't carry that chip. And I think I would be, if it was a friendly conversation, like, oh my God, beyond, do whatever. I think right now, it's so early. I would be like, but I also, it just goes to show you.
He's still boyfriend, not boyfriend. We're not ready for that yet.
The name just stuck. The other option is
good.
Poop Guy.
It's good.
Which way are we going? Boyfriend, not boyfriend, or are we going Poop Guy? Like, those are the nickname options here.
I prefer the first.
But it just goes to show you, like, it just screams of comfort in a relationship, is all I was gonna say. And like, just as you were saying, like, we have so many years under our belt. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, no matter what, he's coming home with me, unfortunately. Like, even if he thought about it, he's
wherever there is trust, though, then that is a healthy situation in a relationship where it's not weird.
I have his clean underwear. Like, unfortunately, he's coming home with me. Like, he might even think about it, but like, he still has to like pack his stuff over here.
That's it. Exactly. Whereas the opposite of that relationship, the Kelly Clarkson thing, this won't go away. Why is he such sour grapes? Like he's so bitter that he didn't make her life miserable. He's trying to make her life more miserable.
So I think this is so interesting. So we put out a couple of weeks ago that like he was going to countersue on the ruling,
Yep.
which was they're basically having a legal battle about whether or not he should have been able to, by industry standard, manage her and get
Right.
contracts for her. So some of the contracts and then get paid from them. So some of the contracts they deemed eligible for him to get paid, i.e. The Voice, things that like her management company asked him, allowed him to
Well, he
negotiate
did
on
a
her
lot of double
behalf.
dipping.
Yeah. So after him countersuing, she basically came out and said, you know what? You want to play this game? I'm going to sue you for every deal that you've negotiated for me back to 2007.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how like you were working in bad faith. You were clearly double dipping the whole time. And I'm going to want to get all that money back, not from you, but from the company because you were working unlicensed. You were working in an industry that was not yours. And you were clearly like on my back when I'm the superstar. I could have done that anyway under a different management company. And it just happened to be that you did it for me. And now you created me. I don't know about that. And I love like taking the power back in that situation.
Totally.
Truthfully. I like the fact that she's standing up for herself and saying, listen, like I tried to do this amicably. Like I thought it was settled. You turned around and countersued me. Let's talk about the validity of that. And
I also like the fact that she's doing this to change some industry standards and the commissioner's way that in dealings, this will never happen to another woman again. I appreciate that you're going through all of this. Yes, it's a little cathartic. I'm sure it's very exciting for her to be able to just make his life a little bit more miserable.
Well, I think it's something
but if you're making real changes, that's something else.
So she'll have to explain this to her kids, though.
Yep.
But I also think when you go back to, I'm changing industry standard. I mean, we talked about how it was her idea for Taylor Swift to re-record all of her albums. She's so creatively about the legal process of being a music artist and really making waves, whether it's her lawsuit or somebody else's. I mean, artists now are never going to be able to rewrite or re-record their own albums. Kelly Clarkson's one idea and Taylor Swift's execution has changed entirely the way contracts have been written for music artists going forward. So I think it's interesting that she's just doing it again. She's like, I did it for Taylor. Now I'm going to do it for me. We're pushing forward. We're creating opportunities for ourselves, owning ourselves, our own music, and advocating for ourselves. And that's my contribution to the music business. And the fact that I can sing y'all songs better than you can. Because every time I hear those Kelly Clarkson karaoke, she slams.
She's so good. But I mean, I think honestly, this all starts from her raw, very bad deal with American Idol season 1, where she has learned this industry taught her how you need to protect yourself. And I think she's finally still out here fighting for it.
Well, now she's
20 years later.
She's got the money and the platform and the opportunity. And to like go after your ex-husband for it, I think is bold. But
I love
at the same time, it's the perfect opportunity because it was totally bad and he was her manager. So it makes sense.
I love that you opened the door with Taylor because I guess the two of them, her and Travis, are on vacation together. This is where we'll find if they really like each other, spending this amount of time together.
You said it better than me. I'm about to go to Puerto Rico with Booyan. And we literally, the part of that was like, listen, we're going to find out real quick, spending a hotel room together for a week. We will come out of this going, we're good, or this isn't going to work for me.
Right. Exactly. It really is. It's a test. It's a relationship test.
So far, every time I've traveled with a man, I've hated it. So I'm trying to like not be nervous going into this.
You're but like, I'm not walking in sour, however.
But I have this part of me that's like, I've so enjoyed this person. Am I about to like do this a disservice by ruining it by trying to go to Puerto Rico with a man?
No. I think it'll be good. I think I'm glad that you're doing it. It'll be good.
Where are Taylor and Travis? Do we know?
Bahamas, Bermuda, Bahamas, I think somewhere.
Oh, listen, we're all going to the Caribbean. I'm in it.
Not me.
I saw pictures of them. I thought it was cute. Well, of course they're on vacation. He finishes NFL season. This is what all the wags do. Go.
Well, and now they're like opening it up. Like people are dredging up his old dating Travis Kelce shows.
I think it's great.
They're talking about giving him to host the reboot of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I think that's amazing.
They're like, what? How do we employ these people out there? We want their stardom. We want to capitalize on these moments.
I think it's so fun that I think they're doing a good job balancing like personal time and giving the media just enough. The pictures of them in the Bahamas, they were not public. They were clearly not meant to be shared, but they're not coming out and being like, leave us alone either. They're just like, yeah, you guys caught us. Like, we're on vacation. We're doing our thing. All right.
I know, it's super cute. It's a different era for Taylor herself.
Yes,
so it's good.
Really fun. And
I know, because it's so open and so opposite from her last relationship.
Yes. Yeah. And
Ariana Grande finalized her divorce.
Yeah, and dropped an album all about it, which is kind of a slam dunk.
Check and check. Here's your $1.5 million. I'll just go make this album to make up for it.
I feel a little bit guilty for loving this like quote unquote homewrecker, and who knows? But from the public perception, homewrecker's album, but like, oh, low key obsessed. It's a jam. It's so good.
She, to me, from the outside, and once again, we don't know these people, just seems like a mess.
Yeah, she just seems dumb.
You're just a mess. And I don't know I don't think she even knows what she is, what she wants, where she's just doing a lot of no thank you tastes to a lot of messes.
I think she's
absorbing
just
other people's stuff. Maybe that's what it is.
I think she's just an artist and like a little bit flaky and like one of those things where you're horrifically talented in one area, your picker's not great or something about you's not great. And I get it. Like when you are so disgustingly talented vocally and what you can do acting wise. I mean, she's a triple threat. She's absolutely unbelievable in what she can do in the music industry and the acting industry. And I'm excited for Wicked and all the rest. Okay,
so she got chewed up for the prosciutto dress, though.
I know. So maybe she has some relationship issues, but I don't know. It's not like she's relying on a man anyway.
No, nope. And that's the other thing. Okay, so can we talk quickly, since we're in the relationship realm of things, about Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner? So those two are a nightmare, also.
Okay, but I dug into this a little, and I kind of didn't put it on the list because it seemed to me that it was like just a massive nothing burger of a headline. They didn't finalize their divorce. It got delayed. The terms weren't agreed to, but it doesn't seem to be anything significant. It's just that there were like
that was on paper. On the other side was they were reconciling. They put that on hold. They're gonna try and work things out.
What?
They got back together.
No way.
Yeah, they did. They were like co-parenting, doing some stuff. Girl.
He was just seen with his new girlfriend.
Who knows?
She was seen with a man. In England. Guys,
so
I can't even. Okay, admittedly, apparently I can't keep up with them.
It's like divorce on, divorce off. Nope, you bothered me. I'm going to go see somebody else. No, you bothered me. I've got this. I think that this one actually deserved to just be a divorce and try and work out your stuff with your kids.
They need to be. I agree. I think.
I feel like they were too young.
But I also feel like they're the poster of like, let's go do our own thing for a little while and parent our kids and then maybe get back together another 5-6 years. Like I would love that headline, but let's take some space. Let's move on from it. Wait, back in the music business news.
Well, yeah, definitely. I feel like leaving on a Beyonce front is where you leave. You leave with the queen.
Yes. So she's dropping her country album in 10 days, less than 10 days now. But I thought it was interesting, kind of the statement that she put out on her social media saying, I put out this album because I did not feel I was not welcomed into this industry and I didn't like it. And I'm Beyonce. So I went out and decided I'm going to make a country album. So I support that, but I also think it's really interesting. She did openly say, this is your mic.
You gotta tighten it up. The screws.
No, it's the weight of it. I'm just gonna hold it.
Sorry. Beyonce.
Anyway, it's a mix album. She did openly point out in her Instagram that like it's a fusion album on the backs of Renaissance. So makes me feel like, okay, we're not really getting anything new from Beyonce. And Renaissance, I'm sorry. She is an incredible artist. But I said this at the Grammys. it wasn't a cohesive album. It was like one really, really big, long track. I didn't feel like we got a lot of storytelling. Like, it was a little bit all over the place. So it makes me a little bit apprehensive for this album, I guess.
And you're the person that's still listening to it like an album.
As opposed to
not everybody listens to it like an album anymore. So is it like this new genre of this is where I was in this time period, this is what I was working on, right? Because there are two schools of thought with albums.
Sure. However, Jay-Z, you can't stand on stage and stomp your feet that you don't have a Grammy for best album if you didn't make a cohesive album.
Right.
So
correct.
that's where I'm like, what you think you're doing and what you're actually putting out are maybe a little bit different. And it just gives me a little bit of apprehension to this album coming out. I was excited for country. I was excited for a different sound. But to hear that it's more fusion, and to hear that it's on the backs of Renaissance, it's a little bit of, okay, well, it took you 5-6 years to put this album out. I would have loved a full swap.
Yeah, like a story. Yeah.
Because something completely different. Give me something that I can appreciate, and maybe not appreciate, because it's not that I didn't appreciate Renaissance.
I mean, Texas Hold'em's a bop. I'm over it. I've heard it the maximum amount of times. I don't ever need to hear it because it was all over TikTok. And it's still on Reels. It's still everywhere. Everywhere I look, I'm like, not again. No.
I know. And I'm wondering if that was the most country that we're going to get out of her. She was setting the tone, and then the rest of the album will actually be more fusion and be a combination of things. And she was like making a statement with it. And then she'll kind of be like, no, I'm still Beyonce. Like, this is what you're getting.
Well, she knows how to get headlines, and that definitely did make a headline. So
yeah, I did a deeper dive into the history of country music and studied our rich musical archive. It feels so good to see how music can unite so many people around the world while also amplifying the voices of some of the people who have dedicated so much of their lives educating on our music history. That feels like a world salad. Like, what did that mean?
That sounds like I went to ChatGPT and said, how do I sound worldly?
Yes. I don't really know what you meant by that, especially because country, like, I understand country is probably one of the genres that connects a lot of different cultures, but also at the same time, like, it's a very American genre.
Well, 100%.
As opposed to soul, rap, R&B, like, I feel like those are more international. So pop, club music, those are beyond more international to me. Yeah. So I don't really know what this means.
I don't think I don't really know. I don't get it, but I'm gonna wait for the album and reserve my judgment.
I know. We'll have in a week. I'll have another whole spiel.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we're ending with weird news because it's Wednesday.
Fall on my face.
Yeah, please don't. So I don't know if you've seen Shrimp Jesus circulating the interwebs.
No. What?
It's on Facebook, and there are just rando photos of Jesus made out of a shrimp. They're all AI generated. And apparently,
it's so weird.
I know. This is why we're talking about it. But researchers studied 120 Facebook spam and scam pages, and 50 of them had AI generated images. And so apparently that's what's getting all of like the traction right now is AI generated things. And apparently Shrimp Jesus. So if you interact at all with any of these photos, you'll now only see AI generated things. It's kind of like a glitch.
So that might be why I don't know what this is, because I have note to self, don't interact, don't.
Right. Interaction with Shrimp Jesus rewards you with more cursed images. So stay away from them.
That's fascinating. I mean, yeah, the algorithm is just.
Well, it used to be, you'll never believe this about Katy Perry, the clickbait links. Or whatever, you know what it is.
What does it say about our society that it used to be, here's what other people are doing in their lives, and now we've just moved on to Shrimp Jesus?
Yep.
Do we think it's China's fault? Are they trying to brainwash us?
At some point, we have to stop blaming other countries for all of our things and be like, we allowed this. Well, this is being allowed here.
I don't disagree with you, but there is something to be said about them pushing a certain algorithm.
We had Russia messing with the royals, and we've got China messing with our internet.
TikTok making us dumber thanks to China.
Oh my God. You listen, get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Listen, I'm gonna try and my shit together for Friday. That feels like a really tall order, but I will attempt. Okay, I will attempt.
Thank you very much. Follow us on all the socials.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The First Shot Morning Show. Bye, guys. See you Friday.
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.